As a player, it's one thing to do it on the range, but can you do it when it counts out there, when everything is on the line? Now that's a different level. There were guys who hit the ball further than I did, even though I hit it long. There were guys who could work the ball better than I could. There were guys that had better short games than I did. And there certainly were guys who putted the ball better than I did. The fact that I was able to take them down head-to-head on a links golf course, you have to have an amalgamation of all of it in order to compete and play at the highest level. My first recollection of an Open Championship was '86. It came on, extremely early for us on the West Coast, living out in Cali. And it was just a different kind of golf. I thought it was really weird to see the guys bounce balls into the greens because I've never seen that before. Yeah, there were guys who won, who did really well. Obviously Sevy and Nick, Norman, all those guys were doing well. But I just didn't understand it. So it was fascinating to watch, but it was so different that I didn't really truly understand links golf until I got a chance to actually go out there and play it. Once I got a first chance to play it, I fell in love with it. I thought it was probably one of the hardest golf courses I've ever played, just because I happened to catch the tide at the wrong time. And I basically played all 18 holes into the wind. And I couldn't believe how long this golf course was playing. And they say, oh, you can drive this hole, you can drive that hole, you can drive 9, you can drive 10, you can drive 12. I'm hitting drivers and 6-irons to these holes. And it just doesn't make any sense. Till finally I got a switch, and I got to play some of those holes downwind, and yeah, they were drivable now. That's when I realized, this golf course can present so many different ways to play it. You have to open up your mind to it.
Here's the young American amateur sensation, Tiger Woods.
What a great talent this young man has, and how much we're going to hear about him over the years.
I started to do that. I started to open up my mind to how the balls could bounce, how the angles I could take, holes I could cut off and kind of cheat and get a better angle down certain sides to get into flags. Other holes where I just had to bail and be conservative. And especially just learning, how the game was so different and how they played so dramatically different. It's let Mother Nature dictate it, and you have to go out there and try and figure it out.
Tiger, when we spoke to you before the Open, you weren't quite sure about St Andrews. Are you enjoying the challenge of links golf?
I really do like it because it gives you so many options. You don't have to bring out the 60-degree wedge as soon as you miss the green. You got so many ways of playing each and every shot, which is great. That's what it should be.
You play one type of golf here in the States where basically everything is airborne. Everything's airborne. The ground is never your friend. You're always trying to carry bunkers, carry water, place on top of shelves, make it stop. How high can you hit it? And then once you get it on the greens, it's just, here, give me my lob wedge, give me my lob wedge, give me my lob wedge. Hack out of the rough, that kind of stuff. It's always the same shots. When you play links golf, it's not. Look at the players who've done really well there. Watson's won there 5 times. Trevino had a great run. Nicklaus had a great run. Jack's short game might not have been at the highest level, but the guy thought his way around the golf course better than anybody else. And so he was able to amass a great record there. And it's just understanding how to control the ball in the air to be able to control it on the ground. And that's the hardest part, is if I draw this ball a little bit, it's obviously going to kick more forward. If I cut it in here, it's going to kick a certain way. If I hit it high, it's going to do this. If I hit it even lower, will it do that? No, because there's a bank there. You land on top of the bank, it's going to go, so I got to throw the ball up. All these different things that you have to think about. If you look at all those players I just named, all of them thought that way. That's what made them such great players, or why they won and amassed such a great record in the Open Championship. The iconicness of winning the 2 Opens in a row, being at Pebble Beach and then St. Andrews. You can't pick two more spectacular venues than those two, and I just happened to get them. But St. Andrews was a different level of ball striking. I hit it so much better than I did at Pebble.
That one you're talking about?
That's the one I'm talking about, Tiger.
Magnificent.
Nearly pitched it on the green.
My feel was so good, and I hit every putt inside 20 feet from 70 yards out. My feel was just that good that week.
Oh, it's wonderfully judged.
Yeah, there's one time when I probably should have been in one, and it was on Sunday, number 10. I had to lace a drive to get on the green, and I did. I laced it, but I didn't turn it. I hit it dead straight up the right side. And when I did, it bounced over one of the pots.
Oh, you lucky little laddie.
And so that ball should have been in the pot, dead, pitching out sideways and trying to make par to the back pin. But I just happened to get lucky enough where it bounced over, and then I had some kind of 90, 100-foot putt to two-putt for birdie. Well, I just focused on my game. Whatever the lead was, I was never going to come back to them. They had to come get me. That was always my mindset. Just don't give them any opportunity for me to fall back into their laps.
Oh, yes. Never a doubt, was it?
Make them earn it, make them come get me. If they want to tie me or pass me, they're going to have to come get me. That's something that has served me well from junior golf all the way through to my professional ranks. I thought 97 at the Masters was something special. It's hard to explain, but St. Andrews is so different. It's just, you're looking at all the history. The history is right around you, and you're on the fairway, and the people are behind you trying to make your way through, and people jumping in and out of the burn, walking up the hole knowing that I had the tournament over. I knew that I needed par in the last hole to break the all-time scoring record, and I'd already dropped a shot. I got to 20, and I didn't want to drop to 18 because that's what Faldo finished at, and I wanted to eclipse him. So I said, okay, this is for the record. You're going to win the tournament, but let's just add to it. This is making one little bonus. Let's get the record, and I poured it right in there. It was that was fun. Peter Dawson says, champion golfer of the year. To hear him say that on that green, that's something that I'll never, ever forget.
And the champion golfer for the year, Tiger Woods.
My first drink was certainly, it was a libation that made me feel happy and a lot more relaxed. And we had a lot of it.
What was your #1 ambition?
To come out and face the competition. I love competition. The pressure, it just kind of pumps me up, and I play better.
Did you used to watch it on telly and think, wow, I'd love to be like Nicklaus and Watson?
I really didn't watch it that much. I mainly watched my father play. I guess he was the big hero.
People think my dad was the one that was the disciplinarian in the family, being former Special Forces, just a tough dude, right? No, I was never afraid of Dad. Mom, I was definitely afraid of. She was tough, man, she was tough. She was very on the numbers, by the books, regime, discipline. You know, everything was always, you know, white or black. There was nothing even remotely gray in her decision-making and her approach to raising me. It was either yes or no, but there was no maybes. Dad would have some wiggle room. You can negotiate a few things here and there. Mom, once she said it, it was it. That was law. Well, I just had won the Masters and US Open that year. I felt great about how I was playing. First 2 days, I got myself near the lead. I don't know if I was either 3 or 4 back, but I was right there in contention. And then we're on the range warming up, and this wall of blackness started coming at us, and no one had prepared for it. Some guys were taking jackets from the spectators, just paying them whatever it is, can I have your jacket? And this squall came through, and it just blew and blew, and it dropped and dropped and dropped. I think at one point the temperature was below freezing with the wind chill. I teed off probably right when it hit on the very first hole, and it was just like, we put the umbrella away because we just couldn't hold it. The wind was blowing too strong. It was just a nasty, nasty day.
We've never seen him finding so many ugly spots.
Oh, that was a horrid lie.
Might be seeing Tiger's chance to win the Grand Slam falling away.
I wouldn't say necessarily frustrated, because, you know, that's what can happen. That's what you have to have an open-mindedness about playing links golf. You have to understand that things like this can happen. You can get on the right side of the draw, on the wrong side of the draw.
The round of 10 over par, 81, and I think that says just about everything.
I played well, I played hard, and it just didn't work out. Okay, so on to the next one.
Swing is starting to get better. My swing feels so much better. I'm starting to play a little bit better. I'm just very consistent. I feel like I'm making progress. I'm swinging a lot better, actually. My mechanics are starting to come together now. I'm pretty excited about the things I'm working on. I feel fine, but I feel really good. Very good. I'm swinging well. It's starting to get better. It's starting to get better. I'm starting to feel a little stronger, and I'm starting to make some good swings again.
Tiger Woods has lost that winning feeling. A day he would rather...
I just think Tiger Woods is not playing well. He is not swinging the golf club well.
Another bad day at the office for Tiger Woods. His chances of winning a first major in 2 years look slim.
It's his choice. He has to live his life. He has to go do it his way. At the moment, his way just isn't working out.
I felt like I wanted to get better, and I always felt that if you're not getting better, you're getting worse. And so I wanted to try and take my game to the next level and be more consistent. That's all we're trying to do in golf, is be more consistent. Have our bads be not so bad, or have our bads actually be good. Because everyone's good out there is great, and we can all hit great shots. That's easy. It's when the bad shots, how bad is your bad? Is your bad still pretty good, or is it just off the planet? It's a golf course that suits me. I don't know if I could actually play the golf course without the TV towers, because in all my yardage books, it's all based on grandstands and TV towers for alignment. We check them as we play our practice rounds, make sure they're in the exact same spots as they were. If not, you shift your lines over. You know, Monty was there, and all of Scotland wanted Monty to win. Except for that one person in his group, being me. That was actually a really good battle. I wanted to keep him, you know, away from that jug. I figured, hey, I won it before, and I want it again. I really played well that week, not as well as I did in 2000, but it was good enough. there's only one first, you know? Especially at my age, I was the youngest one to ever do it. But the second go around, it means a little bit differently because I know how hard it was to achieve the first time, and to be able to keep that level of play up and be able to beat the guys I was able to beat. And certainly even to this day, it makes me feel very confident that I was able to do that.
So come on, the final shot. Hold the putt for us, Jack. And listen to the roar if he does. Yes, Jack! Jack finishes with a birdie. The perfect ending. And his Open career is finally over.
Ironically enough, not too people realize this, but I want Jack to come back and play and retire. Because every time he's done it, I've won. He retired at Pebble Beach. I won. He retired at St. Andrews for the first time in 2000. I came back, I won. He retired at the PGA in 2000 at Valhalla. I played with him, I won. He retired again at the Masters. I ended up winning that one as well. And then he retires again at St. Andrews in 05 for his second retirement, and I won that one. So I just need, for me to break his record, he just needs to come back, donate 2 days of competition golf, and I'll probably win the tournament, and we can say hats off. With Jack's, I said, hey, it took him over 20 years to get to where he got to, from, I believe it was 62 to 86. And I'm in my 20th year now out here on tour. So I've got 14 and I would love to get more. So it's gonna take me probably some time.
Okay, you gonna make a par on the last hole?
Uh-huh.
Okay, all right, let's go do it.
My dad, my pops was not only my father, but also one of my best friends. He was a mentor, a guider, a leader.
How's that, Tiger? Boo-boo? Sure was, wasn't it?
He had a rule in the house that if I wanted to talk about anything, that whatever he was doing, he'd stop. If it was watching TV, he'd turn it off, and we'd talk. And sometimes it would last 4 seconds, sometimes it would last 4 hours. It didn't matter. And he always made sure that we were always at eye level. He was never going to talk down to his son. And so without that type of relationship with my dad, I don't think I would have ever achieved what I've been able to achieve in life. I know that was my dad's last tournament he's ever going to watch me play. And I played too hard. And on top of that, I played for the wrong reasons. Playing for him, I knew it was going to be his last time he ever going to watch me play a golf tournament. And that was hard. You know, I think I finished 4th that year. And my dad and I had to talk about it before he passed, and he says, just never do that again. And I played for someone other than myself. He said, you play golf for you. And if you want to play, play. If you don't, don't. And he basically somewhat chewed me out for not sticking to what he had taught me. It has to come from within. It can't come from outside, people pushing you to play or not to play, whatever it is. It has to come from your center, has to come from your soul for you to produce the best golf you can play. When I got to Hoylake, I felt calm. I felt like I'd grieved enough with my father's death, and I felt pretty calm. I've never seen anything so like yellowish brown. Balls made puff marks from when they landed in the fairways, and you literally could not stop the ball in the fairway. It would just roll and roll and roll and roll, especially downwind. So I implored a different strategy that week. I said, I'm just gonna lay up short of all the bunkers.
Seems happy with that, and why not?
Trust my iron game, and more importantly, really, really trust my lag putting. My lag putting has to be on this week. I can't three putt, I can't afford to have any of those. And it worked. It really did work.
The man is a superstar. Now that is box office.
On Sunday it was a joke at how calm I felt. I felt so still. And then we got to 18.
Tiger Woods is the 135th Open champion.
And Stevie had said something to me that, you know, that was your pops. He kept you calm all day. And then it kind of hit me all of a sudden that he's not here anymore. I can't share this claret jug with him anymore, and I just lost it. I'm not a crier. I'm far from a crier. I probably count my hands how many times I've cried in my life. I couldn't believe I was actually doing that, and you know, felt so embarrassed. I was doing it on a public stage in front of everybody. I just want to get out of there and, you know, go in a tent somewhere and lose it some more. But I just couldn't imagine not being able to share a moment like that, a moment that I had trained, you know, basically my whole life for, and I could never share it with the one person who helped me the most achieve my goals and my aspirations in the game of golf. We could never have his favorite beverage out of there anymore, which I ended up doing that night just to honor him. And it was tough. I mean, it was a really tough night. You'd think I would have just been celebrating all night, but I just really missed my dad.
When I'm going to be 20, I'm going to be Jen Nicklaus and Tom Watson.
If it was frozen as of right now, and I would never win another tournament, I think I've had a hell of a career. So I didn't expect to be at both of these numbers this early in my career. When I was just getting started, I still had to knock off the biggest, baddest dudes on the block still. Greg was still playing, Fowler was still playing, Langer still playing, Sevy's still there, Ollie's still there. We had so many great players there. I had to work my way through those guys. And so it all ended right now, and I was no longer playing the game of golf. 14 and 79 are still pretty good numbers. At a very early age, I used to be so fired up to play tournament golf that I would sit there and bob around, just couldn't stand still, because I want to go. Let's go, let's get this fight on. You know, I want to go out there and fight this golf course and fight all these guys playing. And the longer I stood on that tee, the worse it got.
On the tee, the youngest contestant ever. He's 5 years old, Eldrick Tiger Woods.
I play that way no matter what, whether it's the first hole on a Thursday or it's the 72nd hole on Sunday. Whether it's the opening tee shot or a putt to get into a playoff, a putt to win a tournament, it doesn't matter. I play the same way. I play all out, 100%. There is no trying harder because I'm redlined the entire time. Absolutely.